Welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. I'm Spitface. Please welcome our host, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning, everyone. I'm doing real well this morning.
Hey, you know, my daddy would say it's a good day to be above ground. All right, we're going to check out the music this week on Shout Out. We are featuring performances from Ava Toton. Will she find her shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button? First Lady training camp done open up, and everybody is optimistic that they're going to win the big one.
That's right.
You know, when everybody got a record of 0, you know, why shouldn't you pop up, you know, and get in the front of the line? Why not?
That's right.
But I got that
first thinking.
But First Lady, do you have any dark horses?
Oh, well, I don't know if they're a dark horse, but I'm looking forward to the Miami Dolphins. I'm very excited by Tyreek Hill.
They would be dark horse. They would. They are not
why
like
would they be dark horse? A lot of people think that they're going to come in second.
Dark horses.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they didn't win their division or nothing last year.
Well, they got the Bills, so everybody picking the Bills to win the Super Bowl, but we'll see.
Yeah, the Bills are not a dark horse.
No. Yeah, I still think I got the Dolphins. Who else I have? I got the Steelers. I want to see what the Steelers can do, too, you know. Everybody always counts the Steelers
could sort of kind of be a dark horse. It's just that they keep winning, you know. Now they may not make it, but they, keep having a winning record. So you got to have some losing records to be a dark horse.
Okay.
You know, or in a division where everybody is like really a good team, then you could sit around there and have a winning record and go nowhere. All right, but hey, I'm salivating. First Lady, we're ready. What you saying?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Trey Lance has flew right to the top of the pecking order at the quarterback for the 49ers, leaving Jimmy G flapping his wings and wishing he could fly far away to the loving arms of another team. Given Jimmy has put them in the playoff contention, will this move come back to bite them? Should the 49ers have traded Jimmy earlier in the offseason? Is it too late for Jimmy to make an impact on any team willing to make a trade? If Trey doesn't get them farther than Jimmy G this season, will the fans be looking at the coach side-eyed? Marvelous Marvin Hagler, rest in peace, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? You know, a year ago, the 49ers, you know, they made that massive trade with the Dolphins to move up to number 3 overall to draft, you know, where they were able to select Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. In the deal, they set their 2021, 2022, and 2023 first-round picks, along with a 2022 compensatory third-round selection, which actually was 102 overall. You don't give up that many assets to have him sitting on the bench. So it was inevitable that Trey Lance was going to be the 49 starting quarterback. Many people thought he would do it last year, but they decided to let him sit for a year and, you know, to watch how things go. So, similar to what Patrick Mahomes, people don't realize the Kansas City Chiefs actually traded up but they didn't give up that much capital to get Trey Lance. To get Patrick Mahomes. Now, Trey started 2 games in 2021, and trust me, they had some mixed reviews about those 2 games. He did some things that were great some of the time, and he had some bad things a lot of the time. So it was difficult to gauge his performance. It will be interesting to see how Lance does, because Jimmy G got the 49ers to the Super Bowl in 2019 and to the conference finals last year. And people don't realize they got to the conference finals last year against the Rams and only lost by 3 points. So Lance has big shoes to fill, and we're going to say that he got big shoes to fill because Jimmy G, regardless of what people have felt about Jimmy G's ability, he did get them to those 2 big games 2 out of 3 years. Now, if the 49ers don't do well this season, I think they'll be looking at the GM and the coach side-eye. Definitely. The 49ers have everything to lose regarding this move. And if Trey Lance doesn't perform well and they do not make it to the playoffs, it will come back to bite them, definitely, because they gave up so much to get him. That was the whole thing. They gave up so much to get him. And I don't know if they really need to give up that much, because was he really going to be chosen in the third quarterback out there? I don't know. A lot of people thought it was a grab to move up to that third spot to get him, but they just gave up. You don't give up your first-round picks like that. It's hard enough to give up 1, but you gave up 3 first-round picks. So, let's face it. There's a lot of pressure on Trey Lance, a lot of pressure on Trey Lance. But we'll see. Now, the question is, should the 49ers have traded Jimmy G earlier? Yes, they should have, but they couldn't, and they knew they couldn't. They knew they couldn't trade him because he had an injury. He was recuperating from shoulder surgery. So no team would have traded for him in his situation. Definitely not. And it was too late. It's not too late for Jimmy to make an impact on any team willing to make a trade. And the reason why I know it's not too late, because Jimmy G can always get on a team that has a starting quarterback that gets injury. And then there are instances where the Seahawks and the Texans, their whole quarterback crew is questionable, to say the least. It's very questionable because they don't have a strong quarterback contention, to be honest with you. And I know Davis Mills is the Texans quarterback, and I forgot the Seahawks. He was traded in who?
Dino,
no, but there's one. There's Drew Lock. You remember he was traded from Denver to the Seahawks. So we know why you think Denver made the trade to get Russell Wilson? Because Lock couldn't get it done. So Jimmy G, I'm quite sure Jimmy G is going to be really sought after to fill in or to be there as a backup, as a safety net. Look, they're talking about the Miami Dolphins trading for Jimmy G. You could look, Tyreek Hill, he can talk all he wants about how good Tua is. Until Tua proves it, we don't know how good he is. And so why would the Dolphins be wanting to get Jimmy G? So it's going to be interesting, but I still think there's hope for Jimmy G. He doesn't have to worry about it. Jimmy G is just one of those type of quarterbacks. He's not spectacular. He's not bad, but he just gets it done. Somehow, some way, he will get it done. And what can you say? Everybody says the 49ers win in spite of Jimmy G. But guess what? They win with Jimmy G. So, to me, that's going to be a very, very it's going to be interesting because, maybe they should keep Jimmy G, but they're talking about no, if they keep Jimmy G, it's going to be a problem for Trey Lance because he's always going to see Jimmy G there, and he's not going to be able to perform well when you got pressure that he has to perform well because then they could always go to Jimmy G. So, hey, this is Trey Lance's team. Those 3 picks tell you it's his team, and we'll see how he will do. And we'll see when, Jimmy G has been told that he can look for a trade anywhere. But you know how that's going to go. It's going to be very low return on the dollar for Jimmy G. because everybody in the world knows the 49ers are trading Jimmy G. So they don't have that much leverage. So we'll see how that goes. All right, Spitface, what do you say?
First Lady, the 49ers did wait too long to trade Jimmy G because they should have traded him last year.
Really?
If they were going to just go ahead and anoint Trey Lance the starting quarterback, they should have went ahead and did it last season. Before Jimmy G took the 49ers to another run in the playoffs. Setting it up where now, because, fans are fickle. And here, okay, like you were saying that they're the fans who say the 49ers made it in spite of Jimmy G. Now, Jimmy G was not giving the other team the ball. He was not like a turnover machine. Now, he might not have been putting up the yards and the TDs like Patrick Mahomes, or that bad man up in Green Bay. But last time I looked, I think he kind of whooped up on the man in Green Bay. So, I think that the 49er fans will rue the day that they let Jimmy G get away. I think they will. And Poe Trey, he gonna earn every bit of that paycheck because that pressure is going to be on. And see, last season would have been, like I said, that would have been before Jimmy G took them on another run. So if he had been stumbling and bumbling and doing rookie things last season, I think the fan base would have been, hey, but we know this is going, get better. Now it's like, look, you've been in the system. Even though you didn't start, okay, everybody must see something from you that we need to let this guy go. Mm-hmm. And I don't get that, as you say, it is to be seen, but I'm wondering, is this the 49ers Mitch Trubisky? I wouldn't have wished it on him, but this might be their version of a Mitch Trubisky. We overreach, give up a bunch, and the results are mediocre at best. And, because, the thing, I always go team dynamics. You can have, teams have proven that they can go out, spend the money, get the best players at certain positions, and the team just don't gel. They just don't quite do it. And when you move aside somebody who done led the team know, look, they strengths, they faults, they whatever, but whatever's happening, man, we competing. And you take that out the equation, you tread softly. So I think that the 49er fans will rue the day they let Jimmy G get away. And and if they miss the playoffs, or they get, they make the playoffs, but like the first round, that kind of scenario, and they out. Like I said, it's gonna be a rough off season.
Yeah,
Jimmy G, come on down to Houston. We know how to treat a brother right. Come on down, Jimmy. You know, you got that nice, wholesome reputation making them Subway sandwich commercials, and Houston, the most overweight city in the U.S., so, hey, they need some Subway you know, that's all they need, a smiling face and stuff. They friendly. You can go and get, you know, you can take a little jaunt over to Galveston Island and, you know, get you some nice little beach weather, work on your tent. Man, we friendly here. Come on, Jimmy. That's all I'm saying, First Lady.
Okay. Yeah, you know, like you said, there's going to be, I think for the San Francisco 49ers, this team was always a great quarterback away from repeating to go to the Super Bowl. And somehow, some way, Jimmy G always get them there, but never could get them to the final, you know, to win the big dance. So the question is, will they step backwards with Trey Lance? Trey Lance is a very young quarterback, and I hate to say it, could he be overrated? For the 49ers' sake, he better not be overrated. He better not be overrated, okay? Because there were other quarterbacks they could have drafted. They could have drafted Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Remember, all these quarterbacks went after, because remember, Trevor Lawrence went first, Zach Wilson went second, Trey Lance went third, and that was a surprise. They had a lot of the pundits scratching their heads. So this is truly is a big year for the San Francisco 49ers. So I can't wait to see it. Man, ready. All right, Spitface, over to you.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering, over the competition I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that all get sliced and diced. Competition, paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, Mama said knock you out, We are talking about the knockout punch to Kyler Murray's reputation as a student of the game. Kyler received a $230 million offer from the Cardinals, $165 million guaranteed, with a stipulation that he studies film at least 4 hours a week. Did the Cardinals make a mistake including that in the contract, or letting it leak it was in the contract? Are the Cardinals trying to nip a potential problem in the proverbial bud? Now, in the movie Easy Money with Roger Dangerfield, his character had to give up certain, bad habits for a year to receive a fortune. You know, is that all the Cardinals were trying to do? Now, should the Black Pontiff class be highly upset? That's right, I said, should the Black Pontiff class be highly upset at the treatment Kyler is receiving from the Cardinals? Oh, baby. Leroy Satchel Page, Walter Buck Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bell. I ask him, what you saying? You know, First Lady, give me $165 million. You can put whatever you want in that contract. Cause I'm doing like the Steve Miller Band. Take the money and run, baby. I'm taking the money and run. Whoa, we off this. What y'all? Okay, y'all want me to hula hoop? Okay, man, I don't care. Just show me the money. Show me the money. And to anybody who, Ronnie B, they gave you that $165 million. But man, they said that, you know, you can only eat fried chicken once a month. I don't know, man. They're disrespecting you. I'm looking at right. You know what? I knew I need to reverse your friend card. Stop blocking for people. Oh man. Now, first of all, First Lady, the Cardinals will let that leak, because even though the player, even though they publicize details of the contract, they don't publicize everything that's in the contract.
Right.
They're not required to publish everything that's in the contract. So they wanted that to leak and get out.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted that to be on young Kyler's mind, because obviously his reputation as a student of the game needs some improvement. And if I'm going to spend $230 million on somebody, then I got some terms. Because if I got $230 million to roll, you know what? If that really upsets you, maybe I need to find me a new quarterback. What they gonna do? Boot me out the league? I'm an owner, and I go, you know what? Yeah, he got all this. I'll let somebody else pay him $230 million. Fine, I'll go pay $300 million. And get the quarterback that I ain't got a hint need to study. But it's also saying that, look, Kyler, dude, you got skills. You got skills. And don't let them skills go to your head, baby. Don't let them go to your head, because you got skills. Because skills and wisdom are not the same thing, and you got stuff to learn. Because life will happen to your $230 million butt. Life will occur. And it'll go, oh, you thought you had talent, skills, this and that? Well, life will come up with some stuff for you. So, because it happened to us all. Now, and I go Cardinals, hell yeah, they said, look, we're going to nip this in the bud, because now the pressure is on. We paid you the money. You're going to have to show some discipline about your habits, because you're the, quote, leader of the team, and this ain't a Twitter battle. We got experimentation, Now, I'm going to say one thing about in that movie with Rodney Dangerfield, the one called Easy Money. Now, he was going to inherit a fortune, like they said, but he had for a year. He had a year. But see, he could not do it alone. His wife and kids was on this. They were like, "Nah, Daddy, you ain't smoking no." No, they were ready to. And temptation was upon the man. So, so Kyle, if you need a team, you already got one. They call it the Arizona Cardinals. And as far as the quote black pontiff class, keep on pontiffing. Oh, pontificating. Yeah, keep on pontificating. It's just America. We got freedom of speech here, And so, go forward, pontificate. But I ain't going to be upset that a rich employer played his rich quarterback some money and then said he had to do something. No. I ain't upset with that. First Lady, what you say?
Well, you know what, Spitface, and I think, we had texted each other initially. I think you had brought this up. And, initially I really thought they just wanted him to be more prepared for games. And I didn't think too much of it, because if you want change behavior, you put it in somebody's contract. It's almost like the reverse way when you want to reward somebody with milestone incentives. You get so many touchdowns, you pass for so many yards. Those are incentives that a lot of players have in their contract. So I really didn't think too much about it, but when the news came out about this clause, I mean, it really set off of several of the black pundits on TV. You know, a lot of people said it was a slap in the face for all African American quarterbacks because this, you know, to their knowledge, this has never been in a player's contract. And one who really took, who was really upset about it was Hall of Famer Warren Moon. You know, he said, it's something we were it's something we were always accused of back in the day when they didn't let us play, saying we were lazy, that we didn't study, that we couldn't be leaders, that we weren't smart. So it had a lot of flack from the black players and former black quarterbacks. And, you know, like I said, I didn't think too much about it. And so it really had me to rethink this whole situation about Kyler Murray. But my whole thing is, didn't he have a lawyer and an agent to review the contract?
His mama was the agent. I don't know about the lawyer.
No, was his mother wasn't the agent. You're getting him confused with his mother was his agent. I thought that was what's his name for Baltimore. That his mother is his agent.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
So Kyler's mother is his agent.
Yep.
Oh, well, that explains it then.
But they got a lawyer too.
Well, he signed it. Like you said, it didn't bother him then, and then all of a sudden, because of all of the news about it, because to me, if it bothered you at that point, why would you sign that contract? I'll tell you, like you said, Spitface, how much he got? $275 or $270,000. That's the reason why he signed the contract. $270 million, right? Well, you know what I meant. So that's the reason why he signed it. But anyway, it was so much talk about it that the Cardinals they had to remove it. They removed it, and like you said, they just nipped a potential problem in the proverbial bud because it wasn't worth it anymore. It was a distraction. You know, it came out what they said, quote, it was clearly perceived in ways that never intended. You know, our confidence in Murray is as high as it's ever been, and nothing demonstrates our belief in his ability to lead a team more than the commit reflected in his contract, which is true because they gave him $270,000 and $270 million, like you say, $270 million. So they do believe in Kyler. I mean, there's been so much problems coming out of the Arizona's camp. You know, there was the issue, and they was having contract struggles, and Kyler removed the Arizona Cardinals from his social media. So, and then all of this came out. But like I said, he had to known about it, and he didn't think too much about it himself. And then, you know, he had a press conference regarding it, and you know, he says he studies. So, but anyway, I just think that was an issue. And I know it was bad on the Cardinals because they leaked that. Somebody leaked it. It was leaked by the Cardinals. It had to have been leaked by the Cardinals. You know, I think they finally, hopefully, will put all this behind them because, like you said, Spitface, he's a great talent. I mean, he does well in the beginning, but the last couple of years, the second half of the season, he's tailed off. And even the coach has a problem too. He has more losses in the second half of the season. That's going back to college days. So I think it's more of a coaching issue than it is of the quarterback issue. So we'll see. You know, that's you know, they're stuck with him now. Would you say he's stuck like Chuck? Because I'm not sure how much of the money was guaranteed or how many years it is, but you know, it was interesting, made for interesting TV because I'll tell you, the black pundits, African American pundits, they were really, really upset about this because they felt that the Cardinals embarrassed Kyler, but like I said, he signed that contract.
$165 million guaranteed. Now,
okay.
What sometimes, a friend of mine who's the at one time was the president of the NAACP for the state of Arkansas, and he said, you have to pick your battles.
Right.
And if you put energy, a lot of energy, into something that the value really isn't there, then that energy isn't available for a real issue. Now, if Kyla had came out and said, wow, they disrespected me, then I could get the pontiffs pontificating. Because then, hey, that insulted me. I'm not going to sign that. Okay, that's a different kind of stand. But when you say, when you go ahead and say, hey, look, that's cool with me, then to me that tells me that what, they needed to put that in the contract. To me, Kyla not protesting says that, hey, I recognize that, y'all need to put that in the contract because I be BSing around. Mm-hmm. But that's not a blanket statement for every black quarterback in the league in the year 2022.
Right.
They have other racist things these days. See, they go, look, dude, we'll get a black quarterback in a second. We'll throw them to the wolves. We'll do it. They could care about that. They are not discriminating against black quarterbacks in 2022. Not when, 5 out of the top 10 are black? So, okay, but what is an issue is black head coaches. Okay, so different time, different subject. But if Kyler Murray was not upset before he signed it, it ain't an issue. It ain't an issue. First Lady, on that point, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Ava Toton on Shout Out Part 1.
Go, Kyle. The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout-out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Ava Toton.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout-out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we are featuring Ava Toton from Northern California. They say, quote, Ava is a 12-year-old rock guitarist, vocalist, and songwriter who has been playing guitar and singing since she was 5 years old. Her songs are guitar and drum-driven, paired with in-your-face vocals. Ooh, I can't wait to hear this. All right, I guess we'll, spit face down. We're talking about a 12-year-old. This is going to be difficult. We tell the truth one way or the other, but I don't know. I hope she can sing. Okay, let's hear I Told You.
I paid been holding this in, makes my head spin. Sit right there with a straight face as you kerosene the whole place. I've been holding it in, makes my head spin. Sit right there with a straight face as you kerosene the whole place.
All right. Okay. Now, that was Ava Toton. Now, it sounded like there was another voice in there. I can't say that was Ava. Ava's voice, she doesn't sound like a 12. I think she's 13 now, but she doesn't sound like a 13-year-old anymore. I mean, that sounds like a grown woman's voice. But I had to double check to make sure she was only 13 years old. But, Spitface, I'm not into rock. I'm not into, even if I were in rock, it wouldn't be heavy metal. That sounds like that's more heavy metal rock. But I'm going to shout it out because I think within the genre, I think she was on point with her guitar playing and her voice and everything. She sounded like just any other rock band to me that play heavy metal. So I'm going to shout it out. What about you? You shouting it out or hitting the mute?
Yeah. I'm definitely shouting it out, and I just say, Ava, Pat Benatar, Queen would be proud of you, girl. That, cause she said that her songs are guitar and drum driven, and it is, it is, but well produced. And really good rock track. I wouldn't put it in the metal, but
oh, that's not heavy metal.
No. That's not that. It's heavy guitar and drum, but not particularly heavy metal. I don't think it's in there. But man, I'm just going. It sounds like she's doing a little more than playing video games. With her time at 12 and 13. So, girl, if that's what you want to do, jam on, Miss Ava. I'm shouting it out.
All right. Well, on part 2 of Shout Out, we will have another performance from Ava Toton. And I tell you, Flipper likes it because he's bouncing out of the water. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? It's time for Flipping.
All righty. It is time for Flip It, where our host defend the point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Zeke Elliott has been a productive back for the Cowboys, but we wonder if the wheels will start to fall off, or does he have more gas in the tank? So we're going to defend. Zeke has a good line and will have a great season. First Lady, Zeke has had the benefit of having a super good offensive line. You know, he's had an injury or two, but since they paid his contract, since they gave him the big money, he has not been the leading rusher in the NFL each season. No. But has he been up in the stats and producing? You have to say, yeah. Zeke has done his job. It's just that the Cowboys overall, are a train wreck ready to happen. I think that given that Zeke is healthy and they have a healthy offensive line, he gonna just keep on rolling. He just gonna keep on feeling the vibe. Plus, he doesn't have all the pressure of having to, I'll say, be the man. When you got Dak, and Dak got that passing game going on, Zeke got plenty gas, and he might switch to electric. First Lady, defend.
Well, Zeke Elliott, he's going to have a good season. He has to have a good season because he hasn't had a great season the last couple of years. So a lot of the people, the coach, Dak, and Jerry Jones all believe he's going to have a great season. They're counting on it, that he's going to have a great season. And the reason why, because guess what? This is the last year of his contract. He has no more guarantee money after this year. So, hey, what happens when people have no more guarantee money? They all of a sudden they're able to pull out the best season of their life, because if they want to get paid, they will do well. Now, right, he hasn't led the league in running, but I think he was 7th for most rushing yards in the league, and he had a lot of gains. He was 8th in scoring on the ground. So Zeke, he was serviceable. I understand. They had some issue because a lot of the offense, they really didn't go to Zeke that much, to be honest with you. They relied on Dak Prescott throwing the ball more and more. And so Zeke, then, he had to split his touches with Tony Pollard, too. So, he did what he did. He did what he was supposed to do. But I just think Zeke definitely is going to have a great season because it's about the old dollar. He wants more money. I don't think he's ready to hang it up. So he is probably going to have his best season as a Cowboy. That's it.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, this is Flip It. So we're going to flip the script. The tread is worn off them wheels. It's the final hurrah for Zeke. One of the things about the Dallas Cowboys is that they pretty much know when it's time to get rid of a running back. And it's usually at the end of that contract. The Cowboys are not particularly known for renewing contracts for running backs that aren't like, that aren't like leading the league or like number 2, number 3. And they're not going so that's one thing that's going to make it the final hurrah for Zeke. This is it this year. Unless he does something fantastic, and that won't happen because he is already splitting time. So it's like, hey, son, we showing you that, the exit is coming. So, because one, you just not going to get the touches to where you can be that dominant running back. And two, you ain't got it no more. Now, I dare say that the system is kind of hiding the fact that you're not young Zeke anymore. And, you look at, running backs age quicker than any other position on the field. That's just how it goes. They age quicker. And Zeke's career has it's amazing he lasted the contract, and a lot of that is because, again, the system with more things going to Dak and the passing game, that took pressure off of Zeke, not Zeke's running taking pressure off of Dak. So, and the Cowboys realize that, but odds are, if they were relying on Zeke heavily, we would see that the tread is worn off them wheels. Fortunately for Zeke, if he's a serviceable quarterback, somebody's going to take him next season thinking that they're going to get the Zeke of old, and they're not. First Lady, defend. Final hurrah.
Well, yeah, Zeke was, even though he got limited touches, he still was a workhorse for the Cowboys. And, compared to others who play in the similar roles, he took a handoff of 237 times, and like you said, that was sharing the ball with Tony Pollard. But Tony Pollard is really ready to take over the lead back. And let's face it, the Cowboys are not going to keep Zeke. Zeke will be waived because Zeke is scheduled to make $10 million next season, and he's going to be a $16.72 million cap hit next season. That's a lot of money on a running back that treads are definitely worn. And that's what happens. They, like you said, I can't remember the running back who had a fantastic year. You remember that running back the Cowboys had, like you said, Spitface, very well pointed out that they don't keep their running backs. They reuse them, and they don't re-sign them after that initial contract. Because I can't remember his name right now. He left. He had one of the best years of any running back, and they wouldn't sign him. And he went to another team, and I never heard from him again.
They know when it's time to cut bait on a running back. You're right. They know when it's time to fold, and it's time to fold with Zeke. Zeke. Unfortunately, Zeke has not lived up to that contract. Remember, he was in Mexico hiding out, refused to come to training camp, and they paid him all of that money, and he never had a good season after he made that money. It's clear and it's evident. So they were able to get another running back, Tony Pollard, who was spectacular last year. And so, that's their backup, and he's going to be the lead running back. I guarantee he's going to take more handoffs this season than Zeke will. And it's time for Zeke to go, and he will be waived. That's one thing about football. These players don't have guarantee money. And when that guarantee money is gone, teams cut the ties. And unfortunately, that's what's going to happen with Zeke Elliott. His tie, he will be cut. What team will overpay to get him, First Lady?
Excuse me?
Which team is going to overpay to get Zeke?
I don't think any team. I mean, I think, we all know all of a sudden running backs are not getting paid what they used to get paid. This is what's going on. This is the nature of the league right now. Running backs you can get running backs a dime a dozen. And when things are a dime a dozen, that's what it costs, less money. And that's where we are with the running backs. So Zeke, no more Zeke Elliott. I think he'll definitely be on another team. I'm just trying to see who really needs a running back right now. The Dolphins could use a running back. I don't think they have a great running back.
Yeah, and adding him would keep it that way.
No, but like you said, he needs to go to a team. I think he would be good with the Dolphins because, they're looking to be more aerial. They're looking to, that depends on if Tua can air the ball up. Supposedly he threw a 65-yard pass to Tyreek Hill in practice yesterday, but we all know that's just practice. Talking about practice, that's not the real deal. So we'll see how. Like he's saying, Tua is always going to be up for scrutiny. But, this is it for Zeke. This is going to be it. This is his last go-round. And I don't even think, to me, even if he has a great year, they're not going to re-sign him.
Definitely. Then they just go see what then it's a matter of, hey, we can get a little bit better.
Yeah, they'll trade him for a third-round pick, maybe a fourth-round pick. That's where we are going to be with Zeke.
All right, First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, butt kicking in our favorite. What's that next? I think we got a mistake. Isn't Ava Toton is going to be up next, right? Or no?
No.
Okay. Stay tuned. Up next, butt kicking and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
See, Zeke impacted you.
Welcome back. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. We have a new segment we call Butt Kicking. Butt Kicking looks at all things in the world of combat sports. All right, let's talk about Derek Lewis. Derek James Lewis is an American professional mixed martial artist. He currently competes in the heavyweight division in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, where he currently holds the record for most knockouts in UFC history. That's 13. His overall record is 26-9-0, and his name is the Black Beast. Mike Tyson had 44 knockouts. Joe Louis had 52, and Vladimir Klitschko had 53. Derek and other fighters are impressive, but they all pale in comparison to one boxer. He has a record 138 wins by knockout and had 356 fights. Who is this mighty marvel? Billy Bird. You should check him out. Spitface, your thoughts on knockout artists?
First Lady, 138 knockouts.
That's a lot.
Now, if I'm a boxer fighter, and I look up and on the card they got me matched with Billy Bird, I don't know. I might have to fake an injury that night because obviously my man has something going on. That 138 knockouts. Now, we know that this had to occur back in the day when all that was happening. But I'm just looking at 356 fights. When was he not fighting? 356 fights. That would be like that would be like every day of the year he fight. Now I'm sure that they didn't schedule fights like that, but I mean, my God, what did he have 35 fights a year? I mean, because you figure that maybe over a 10-year span, but that's still like 3-4 fights a month. You just getting out and knocking folks out, and man, that is. But then you kind of look at I also I'm looking at Joe Louis. 52 knockouts.
That's a lot.
In the heavyweight, and that was, of course, in a more modern era. 52 knock. And now I remember Klitschko with it, but Klitschko was so damn big. I could, it's kind of like, I've always like, kind of been not all that thrilled about his championship. I'll put it like that. But he was knocking folks out. But I'm looking at Joe Louis, 52 knockouts. That is amazing.
But this Billy Bird, he fought for 28 years.
Damn.
He was active from 1920 to 1948. So I would imagine he would have 138 knockouts. So I mean, that's 28 years is a long time to fight, right?
That's a lot of boxing.
Yeah, I mean. At least
that cut the number down per year, but you still go, my God, 28 years. I wonder how many folks he knocked out in year 28. Did he get better? Did he get better with age?
I can't imagine he
probably
did.
Not,
but let me tell you something. The sad thing about it, I don't know whether I have to check to see what he died of, but he retired in 48, and 3 years later he died. So I think he had been knocked in the head too many times.
Well, I put it like this: when they say that he left it all in the ring, he probably did.
Yeah, let me see. Let me go to his last year. He man, when you go on Wikipedia, his record is, oh my gosh, it's 28 years is a long time to be fighting. That's a long time to be fighting. And you asked about his last year, and he won his last fight. He obviously during the later years he dropped things like his last 7 years. He only had like single-digit fights, so he really didn't fight too much in his last year. So, and he was on the last time he had a knockout was 2 years before he retired. 2 years
what?
Before
hey, well, that's still going pretty. He had one more in it.
That's right. 21 years and 58 days. That's yeah. So I mean, this man, he fought a long time. He really did.
Mm-mm. All right. Well, First Lady, it's time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It.
Yes, it is time for Flip It. I'm still amazed by this Billy. I mean, even Flipper was saying something about that. That was something spectacular Flipper was saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who will have the most hype during the preseason? The Cowboys or Bills? Panel defend. The Bills are the media darlings of the NFL. They will get the most hype. Spitface defend.
The Bills are already getting hyped. They just hype. Now, they are the, you would think that they had already won a couple of Super Bowls because the way that the columnists, the way the perception that's being put out there is like destiny has them going to the Super Bowl, and I'm like, I'm not knocking them because Josh and that's a bad team. They definitely is no hype that they're going to be, in the mix, and no one would be, quote, surprised if they got to the Super Bowl. But I'm still looking at, are we just now throwing KC to the curb, kicking them to the curb? Okay, well, hey, they threw. And there are a couple of other AFC teams that, I put it like this, can cause them some trouble. So, I'm like, they are going to be so overhyped, and they already are, because they love the Buffalo. Now, Buffalo, y'all deserve some love. Y'all been, bottom crawling for quite a while. I'm a Bears fan. I know how you feel. I feel you. But your team is just right now. It's just like they starting to. Now, I'm not saying the team, but I'm going the media. Is hyping them way more than the Cowboys. That's all I'm saying, First Lady.
Okay, you say it's the media, not the team. No, it's the team, Spitface. Because if you go on the internet, you will see nothing about. You'll see these hype videos about the Buffalo Bills and the team that they have this year. That's all you will see on the internet. So, like you said, they're the media darlings, and the pundits have all crowned the Buffalo Bills as a Super Bowl winner, crowned Josh Allen as the MVP. Everything is about the Bills. So, like you said, there's no reason to play the game because the Bills already won the Super Bowl. But like what Herm Edwards say, you play the games to win. You still got to play the game. And the Bills, Bills Mafia, they think they got a team this year, and they think they're going to win the Super Bowl. But I hate to say it, when you got this much hype, it's an embarrassment when you don't win the Super Bowl. They had a chance to go to the Super Bowl last year. But they couldn't. They let a team score in how many seconds? It was, 10 seconds? I forgot how many seconds it was, but they allowed them to score. So, I don't know. The Bills are good. They added some more defensive power to the team. But I just, they almost becoming like the Cowboys. The hype. We know how many years we hyped the Cowboys. And we can ready to talk about them in a few minutes. But the Bills, I had never seen so much hype for them. Remember, the Bills always had the problem. They got to the big dance, but they couldn't do it alone. They wouldn't win. They always lost. Did they ever? They never won a Super Bowl, did they?
They have never won a Super Bowl.
Never won it. They've been there. Weren't they there? I think they were there 4 times, if I'm not back-to-back one time. Never won a Super Bowl. So why are we hyping them up? Come on now. I know people thought they should have won it last year. But this year they definitely going to win it, they think. Well, we'll see. I always say, don't believe the hype. But, they deserve to be hyped up because they are a very, very, very good team. No doubt about it. But be careful of hyping your team up, and they're doing it on their own. All right, let's flip this. Dallas and hype is like American and apple pie. Spitface defend. The statement says everything. It has, we have seen, it has been almost 25 years since the Dallas Cowboy raised up a Super Bowl trophy. And every year they are hyped as though this will be the year, regardless of evidence to the contrary. Now, they have a better coach who seems to be running the team a lot better than the previous coach. So that is like probably a good thing for the Dallas Cowboys. And I can actually see the Dallas Cowboys doing something that hasn't happened in several years in the AFC East, winning the division back-to-back. I can see them doing that. But I cannot see them being in the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship. And because I don't get that they beaten Green Bay, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, the 49ers, Rams, Green Bay. Let's see. Can I name a few more teams?
Dallas is hype. You know, Dallas is so much hype that they would have to be in the NFC Championship game back-to-back before it would start being real that they had a chance. Because I don't get that they got a chance to get to the NFC Championship game. So, but as far as who has Dallas, you know, when it comes to hype, there's Dallas. Now I'm seeing the Bills creep up because otherwise I'd go Raider Nation. But Raider Nation is modest in hype compared to the Dallas Cowboys. They are on 24/7. Now, Bills, that's actually a good thing because everybody knows Dallas is a bunch of hype. Bills, y'all got a chance to be, like, for real. So, of course, you say, look, well, we can make it to the AFC Championship game. So, hey, you know what? Dallas, First Lady, pass me a slice of that pie.
Well, yeah. When you say Cowboys, you do think of Americans team. They have been coined that for many, many years. And like you said, they haven't won dilly squat in 25 years. It's that long, 25 years. They have not been to the Super Bowl. And I'll tell you, I used to be a Cowboys fan myself. I was a Cowboys fan when Drew Pearson used to play and Roger Staubach. I was a Cowboys fan when Michael Irvin and Evan Smith used to play, and Troy, what's Troy's last name? He come into ESPN now. Troy Aikman. I was a Cowboys fan. But then, I don't know, after Tony Romo came, that's when I didn't become a Cowboys fan. Look, I jumped off of that bandwagon. I wasn't really on a bandwagon. I was always a Cowboys fan. But I
you might have jumped off of it. Because remember, those were quarterbacks before Tony Romo. You might have been gone.
Yeah, I'd been got off of that one. But, you know, the Cowboys fans are the ones that hype the Cowboys. You know, as Stephen A. Smith from ESPN always said, the Cowboys fans are nauseated. Yeah, they're nauseating. I mean, should we even consider the Cowboys as an American team anymore? I mean, it's crazy to think of them. Every year, they're going to win. Yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to be that team. And every year, they disappoint. They disappoint. Well, let me tell you why they're America's team. Because you got to look at all the celebrities that are Cowboys. There's a whole bunch of celebrities. You got Jay-Z. You got Jamie Foxx. You got LeBron James as Chris Paul, Allen Iverson, George W. Bush, Denzel Washington. I mean, you got all these big-name movie stars that are hyping the Cowboys. You know, they're fans, and so they think they're going to win, but we all know better. I wouldn't bet a dime on the Cowboys because you want to know something? They will disappoint you. Matter of fact, if I do bet, it would be the opposite way, that they wouldn't win anything. Because then I know I would win. Okay? I mean, but anyway, they are the most hyped sports team in the history of sports. In the history of sports, the Dallas Cowboys are the most hyped team. Like you said, they go hand in hand with American Pie. All right, Face, over to you.
Now, you know, a team that I'll just say that seems, at one point seemed really kind of underhyped, the New England Patriots. They actually were winning Super Bowls, and they even have a you know, like a Patriot flag, you know, like funny, you know, and they couldn't get the America's team.
Yeah, I would think that they would be America's team compared to the Cowboys.
That the Cowboys got that. That's how big the hype machine is for the Cowboys. Ain't even got to win, you know.
But you know,
the Patriots won a bunch of Super Bowls.
That's because Jerry, their owner, Jerry Jones. He's a great marketer. You know, he's a great marketer, and that's why the Cowboys are where they are. Everything is big in Texas. Everything is big in Texas.
All right. On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Ava Toton on Shout Out Part 2. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout-out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
All right. Let's see. We have another performance from Ava Toton. DJ, let's hear Take Me With You.
Getting weirder, what else would you expect? There's nothing left for me here, and I'm ready for what's next. Come get me if you want me, I'll scream into the void. Could use a close encounter with the space-bound humanoid. I wish you'd take me with you, flying through the night skies. Want to see the earth in rear view, ready for nocturnal lights emitting from the darkness. Incognito we go. I won't miss the noise and harshness. New life in a UFO. Might sound crazy, I'm so tired of it all. Need friends who won't betray me, to catch me when I fall. They say the truth is out there, in another atmosphere. Destination, I don't care, take me anywhere but here. I wish you'd take me with you, flying through the night skies. Want to see the earth in rear view, ready for nocturnal lights emitting from the darkness. Incognito we go. I won't miss the noise and harshness. New life in a UFO. I'm not seeking absolution. I live my life without regrets. Take me with. I want to start a revolution. Take me with. An interstellar dissident.
That was Ava Toton with Take Me With You. And I'm going to give the track a shout-out. I think it showed a little bit of her versatility, and, again, just really well-produced. And the girl can play that acoustic guitar pretty good. First Lady, what's the verdict?
I'm going to shout it out. Her voice seemed kind of husky, right? But anyway, I'm going to shout it out, though. Yeah, you're right. It was well produced. It did show her versatility because it was considered a rock slow song, I guess you would call that. A little bit slower than the first song. So I'm definitely going to shout it out. All
right. Well, this is the end of Shout Out. If you like what you heard from Ava Toton, check her out at Ava Toton, and that's AVATOTON.com, and Old Grumpy Radio Network. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to content at oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, over to you.
Time for the hardball picks, and unfortunately, the production assistants. Now we were off, and I guess they decided that they weren't going to do any work while they were off, which is okay, but that's all right. So we will have our results from the All-Star game. We'll have that next week, and along with today's picks. So let's go to our over, under, and push, and these are for minus 50,000 or plus 50,000. By the end of the week, the Yankees will have 73 wins. All right, so by the end of the week, the Yankees will have 73 wins. All right, Spitface, I am going to say, let me see, by the end of the week, how many games teams play in a week? That could be 4 or 5. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
So you're going to go under?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, under. I'm going to go under. I am going to go under. All right, Spitface, under or over?
I'm going to go push.
You're going to go push. Push, push, push. All right, the Twins, 55 wins. Spitface, what are you going to say? Yes,
I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I'm going to go over. They had 50. I had to go see where they were. They had 53. So I'm going to say over. And you said over also. Okay, we'll get Dizzy Mac's picks later. All right, the Astros, 69 wins. I'm going to say over. I'm going to say over. Spitface?
The Astros been hot, but, the streak got to end sometime. So I'm going to go under.
You're going to go under? All right. The Mets at 67 wins. The Mets have been balling. But they got to win. That's 4 games this week. I'm going to go under. Spitface?
I'm going under.
Even though the Mets have been balding, but that's that means more than likely they would play. They have to win all of their games, and I don't see that happen. The Minnesota Brewers, 60 wins.
The Milwaukee Brewers.
I'm sorry, did I say Minnesota?
Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers.
Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers. You're right. I do apologize on that. 60 wins. I'm going to say push. Spitface.
I'm going with push.
I'm going to go with push. Yeah, they can do 3 wins. The Dodgers, 71 wins. 71 wins. That's, I don't know who they playing. I'm going to go with over.
Yeah,
the Dodgers, I'm going to go with over. What do you think, Spitface?
I'm inclined to go push, but I think I'm going to go under.
Okay, under. All right, so we will have these and next week and the previous results from the All-Star game next week. All right. Spitface, what is your top story this week?
Is where Jimmy G lands.
Oh, okay. That's your top story. My top story is we still have all of these NBA players trying to be traded, and we still don't have a trade. So, I mean, that's
what you mean, like Kevin Durant?
When are they going to be traded? That's Kevin Durant. When is he going to be traded? I mean, this is ridiculous.
Kyrie.
So that's my top story. Morgan Cato, she is breaking grounds with the Phoenix Suns front office as the first black woman to become an assistant GM in the NBA. Now, it is great that we do have some black men who are GMs and assistant GM, but this is really groundbreaking to have a black woman to become an assistant GM in the NBA. And I am so happy that that's happened in the NBA. You know, the NBA, when it comes to race, gender, they're always groundbreaking, and some of the other leagues need to pay attention to what they're doing in the NBA. So kudos to Morgan Cato. Join us and our partners, the Veteran Women's Enterprise Center, as we honor our veteran women entrepreneurs. Please visit honorourveteranwomen.com, honorourveteranwomen.com. Check out our current and previous episodes at Bras, Panties and Sports.com and our Facebook page, BPN Sports. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.